Mr. Jared, I'm gonna need you to check out the playlists. We checked out one episode. It didn't really do very well. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue it. Probably not gonna happen. Hello, Celise. It was a setup episode for Class and the Elite that people didn't really seem to care a shit about. I thought it was fucking hilarious though. Yamagod keeps winning. Or maybe he's not winning. Maybe he's sent to the gulags. Maybe Yamagod is dead. You think I'm just gonna go watch your show like that? You understand how this process works, right? It's an entirely democratic process. I ask you guys what you want to watch. You comment. Then I poll that. I haven't seen you type a single time about that show once. So I guess you don't really give a shit about that show, huh? So it's on you on why I will never watch that show. They introducing some second year shit. They introduced some future light novel shit already. Interesting. And people are saying that the T-Rex scene is saved somehow. People are saying like, oh, it makes sense on why the T-Rex scene is now rearranged or some shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. Speaking of Dungeon Meshi, I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue that. Like, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Oh, careful. Can't be playing random fucking soundtracks on YouTube. Gotta stick with the... Gotta stay with the safe ones. Video game soundtracks. What other video game soundtracks are there? Maple Story. Maple Story has free gaming soundtracks, right? Aw, yeah. Episode 1 was... It's like a slow anime, you know? The whole formula is blonde elf girl hates monster food. Everyone else loves monster food. They make monster food. Blonde elf girl goes, ew! She tries monster food. And then she goes, oishi! Repeat. But besides that, the mechanics of the world and the plot, the lore, it seems very interesting. Like, people can just straight up die and get resurrected, so it doesn't seem to matter. The Mass Effect soundtrack? It should be. If they're video game soundtracks, then it should be all good to go. I still won't fuck around with Nintendo soundtracks, so that's kind of scary. Nintendo is just different. You don't want to be fucking around with Nintendo. They'll send your fucking mafia out to get you. They don't care how old you are. They don't give a shit if you're a fucking 13-year-old kid. If you're pirating their fucking modding their games, you did. The T-Rex scene is overrated? Really? That's all everybody talks about. T-Rex scene, my T-Rex scene. Motherfuckers are telling me, please react to the T-Rex scene. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna react to the T-Rex scene if it's not in the anime? You want me to just fucking go read a light novel just for you? Fuck you. I'm not gonna spoil myself for that. And Nintendo don't fuck around. You do not want to be messing around with Nintendo. They are... There's one company I despise the most of video game companies. I say Nintendo is fucking worse than Blizzard. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Nintendo, dude. But if you think about the objective things that Nintendo and Blizzard has done, Blizzard's not looking too good. It's not looking very good. A lot of these video game companies are really trash, huh? Even like the soundtrack I'm playing right now, Maple Story. You know what Nexon's doing right now in like Korean and global Maple Story? there's a lot of fucking drama and like they're getting sued because they lied about rates, man. They lied for like a period of time. You can basically spend money to just basically gamble for better gear, but they basically lied about the percentage of the rate up. And it just came to light like recently, and like they're doing a bunch of shit, and it's a fucking gong show. But Nexon has never been like a good, you know, company that people have good opinions about, but they still fucking dominate for some reason. I don't know how. I don't think Netmarble has a really good reputation either. I'm not really sure. Do they? But video game companies, it's rare that they have some good reputation. What video company actually has a good reputation? You guys even know? Like Dark Souls, for example, right? The FromSoft company. Yeah, they're fucking great. The company that did Baldur's Gate recently, right? Probably people have very good opinions about them. Is there a good ethical? I'm gonna say FromSoft, man. I think FromSoft is your best choice. They're just a chill Japanese company that just makes fucking Souls games. They don't give a shit about Battle Pass. They don't give a shit about microtransaction. They just drop a fucking banger and just leaves. And they just win all the awards. I love FromSoft. If you've never played their games aren't for everybody, to be honest, but great company. Let's see. Is my Chain Soldier video gonna be able to bypass? Oh boy, I showed my feed in my Chain Soldier episode reaction, so let's see, look at this. No, don't open with that. Is this really the only thing you can open with? Man, where did I show my feet? That's crazy. So Gregor zoomed in on it. Let me recreate that pose. Let me recreate that pose. I might get demonetized for this. I might get demonetized. Yes. I might get demonetized for this, dude. I hope. Fuck, I might have to wait like fucking 2 days for a manual review on this one. We'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, the God of War series, right? They have God of War always has a good reputation, right? Yeah, no, that game's doing really well. They do. Hello, Rio. Tenka's yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Tenka has that fucking the 40-year-old soccer mom can I speak to the manager haircut, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do like her personality so far. You know, I'm not really too big of a fan of her hairstyle, but we'll let her cook. We'll let her cook. I haven't cast my judgment just yet. I know there's a lot more important things than just the appearance of a character. The really exciting thing is that, you know, there's like different divisions. There's a lot of different divisions. So, and it's not just the different divisions. They also have like different factions now, you know. There's like an evil girl faction too. And their designs are even better, yo. The evil faction, their designs. I don't know who was in charge of the fucking costume. And like fucking just like, you know, just all that. God. They're cooking. They are cooking. I skipped the episode? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I didn't watch the outro of those. We can go back and watch those just for my own reference, but maybe it's a little bit more interesting if I don't know. Bro, the ending sequence of the Chain Soldier is so funny because like they only have like 10 or 20 seconds to speak. So Ney just like went rap god. She talked as fast as I did. She's like, what are we doing? I'm like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. All the girls' designs are pretty fucking good, yeah. I am... So Zenless Zone Zero was supposed to be the game that we're supposed to get hyped for, but apparently during the beta testing, a lot of people are kind of upset about it, right? So maybe I should get hyped for Wuthering Waves. I'm not really sure. You know, a part of me wishes that I could also do gaming, incorporate gaming into my content, but unfortunately, it's really hard to just pivot your content because everyone is here for anime reactions. Not many people are here for the gaming reactions, gaming stuff at all. Like if you look at like huge channels like your boy Roshi, for example, they also have started to branch out into gaming a lot, but even their viewership on gaming, despite being like a channel reaching almost 1 million subs, it's very small compared to the anime reactions, obviously, right? So it takes time to build a whole separate channel to kind of dedicate towards that. And the only reason I want to do that is so that I just don't have time to game other than these like first 30 minutes of the stream where I just do intro, right? Just wish I could incorporate gaming in part of it, but it is what it is. But if I were to choose either being like a reaction content creator or like a gaming content creator, 100% I go reactions every single day of the week. Very grateful that my reaction stuff is receiving decent feedback. You love watching people play games you don't play anymore? Yeah, that kind of happens with a lot of people. I don't know what kind of phenomenon it is, but I don't know. You just kind of lose the interest. You'd rather watch other people play while you do some other shit on the side. Hi, Sir Gregor, are you here? Sir Gregor, are you here? Jesus. We got claimed for the entire fucking thing. Bro. How convenient. How the fuck did we get flagged for the entire fucking thing? No, this is different. Jesus. Well, not to delay on Chain Soldier, I guess. That's a... It's also it's an audio visual claim. So it's not just the audio visual claim is everything, and then I get fucking ad suitability on this one. Great. It's just I get fucked on both ends, huh? I get fucked on this and I get fucked on that. And I gotta fucking send this for manual request review. Instant death. Isekai is gonna be fucking 2 days late. See, this is the fucking problem that happens when you fucking cover too many fucking. It hasn't been a while, but when you get a track record of like 100, like it's like a 3-month fucking record. So like a bunch of 100 girlfriend shit got me fucking clapped for the ad suitability. Like all this shit, dude. This is a problem. In the past 90 days, like if this shit happens, I get a negative review score on my channel, resulting in situations like this from happening. This is why I'm so against like covering like other more ecchi animes, dude. Well, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is, man. Can't really do anything about that. Sir Gregor, are you in chat? I'd rather talk to you like this rather than typing through Discord. No, copyright and nudity has nothing to do with it. It's a simple matter of there's not enough cuts. There's too much of the soundtrack in the background playing. Combine that with the visual filter not being too transparent. Nudity has no reason. That is a problem though. Not just a single segment, that was like the entire fucking thing. How's that even possible? Chain Soldier, uncensored, 103. Pony Cannons, CLA. Who the fuck are these people? Who are you people? This is a fucking... What kind of licensing do they have over Chain Soldier? I mean, they have some Chain Soldier stuff. Interesting. That's fucking annoying. Running out of fucking videos, man, to fucking upload. Jesus Christ. They're running out. I'm running out because they're all in fucking jail. All these videos are in fucking jail. Yeah, it'll probably be like a slime reaction today or something. It's just like, we can't be fucking around with these weekly shows like this, man. Because I'm already on fucking PST. I'm already like one of the latest people to be uploading these weekly fucking reactions. What an absolute question. What an absolute question. Am I playing Genshin or am I watching it? Alright, Sir Gregor. So, if you look at the screenshot, right? It says audio visual claim. If it was only visual claim, right? Then it would be the case of you using a visual background that is not transparent, too transparent. But if you hover over it, it says audio visual claim. This implies that you were letting the soundtracks play for too long without doing the cuts. So can you tell me if you're being more lenient with yesterday's Chain Soldier reaction edits? Because if you're doing the same shit as before, like nothing should be changing, right? In terms of the cuts and editing, or did you let the scenes play out for more? Just pausing, by the way, just to give you an idea, like look at this, right? If you hover over this, it says audio visual claim. So that's a combination of audio and visual, right? If it was only visual like before for a specific segment, then yeah, it's just the visual filters being too not transparent. But I don't think it is that. I think that you just didn't do enough cuts throughout the reaction, right? I think what's happening here, I think that what's happening here is that you are, I can't play this on stream because it's gonna get clapped, right? It's gonna get absolutely clapped. Yeah, I don't know, but here comes some beat service. It's getting caught in the fucking stink. Use your teeth to do it, not with your hands. No, that's disrespectful. You gotta use your mouth. Shut the fuck up. See right there? You pause. Like so let me try to explain to you in pictures. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this in pictures, to be honest. Let's say this is the duration of the footage and I pause here to say something, right? So like, look at this. Look at the red part. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's say fucking. Let's say I paused here. Right? Let's say this is footage here. I pause here to talk, right? Pause to talk. So even though you're probably doing nothing different from your other reactions, you've just kind of been lucky. Let's say I pause to talk here. What you should be doing is not letting it play immediately right after. Because even if you pause, it's not the same thing as a cut. The YouTube copyright bot is smart enough to understand that if you pause and you just do something else and then you replay that scene again, this is the same shit as just this to them, okay? To a lesser degree, but this is the same shit to them, right? Does this make sense? This is the same shit. And I know you're doing it as usual, but here's the thing. Not every copyright content ID is the same. You've just been kind of getting away with it. You know? Some rules are a little bit more strict. And what I've noticed in the past is when I just like pause the scene and then just let it play, that's not the same thing as a cut. Like the next anime footage that starts playing cannot be the immediate start of wherever you ended, right? Assuming that you're still within like this like 10 seconds, you know, range of the anime footage being allowed to show. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So instead, what you should be doing here, right? So we don't want to be doing this, right? We don't want to be doing this. This is bad. What we do want to be doing is this. what we do want to be doing is, like, let's say I pause to talk here, right? And then let's say there's another cut here. Boom. So here's what I'm going to show you right now. The two green parts is the anime footage that's being played. The red is the pause. And the yellow is the cut forward, you know? Pause to talk. Cut. Fuck. You know what I mean. This is what we should be doing. You need a little bit of that, but because you're just letting it play certain times, the content ID is smart enough to realize that, hey, you're just playing the fucking anime. That's why we're getting flagged right now. And for some shows, it might be fine. Again, like everything has the same fundamental rules. Some is going to be a little bit more strict than others. So far, we've been just getting away with it, but we got to be more careful about this shit, okay? And the reason, and the most annoying thing is, like, apparently you're not getting copyright blocked on your end. I don't know. All I have is this to show, right? Like, I don't know why yours is passing and mine is not passing, right? I mean, your footage that you're showing me is named like Chained03, but the footage that I have is well, no. This is the copyright content ID. What is the actual file name? Is there a name here? Okay, it is a name. Yeah, I don't know, man, but yeah, I don't know, man. The cut should be enough, and maybe it's worth to make the visual filter for this episode only a little bit darker, just like a % or something. I don't know, just little suggestions. But I think the biggest problem is this. That's my best guess I can make. It's either that or you're letting the anime footage play for too long, which I doubt is happening. Like, let's see. What do you mean? Is that affected your channel? Effect as in I can't get the content output, so my video, you know, like we gotta get the momentum going, but other than that, it doesn't really do anything. No. Persuasion. Are we persuading her? What? Let's count right now, right? How long is the scene playing for? Let's count it right now. Big sister. Humanizer. 2, 3. I think you cut there, but that was not enough of a cut. I think some of the cut you're doing is too short too. That was the most minimal cut I've ever seen in my life. Look at right here. Right? You cut there. You cut there. I noticed. My face changed there. But that cut was like for like a fraction of a second. These cuts needs to have like at least like 2 or 3 second ranges, okay? Just because you cut for like a fraction of a second, it's not long enough, you know? You need to figure out what is the threshold, right? So my threshold, whenever I was doing my own thing, is basically just 3 fucking wheel scrolls through DaVinci Resolve. I don't know how long it was. It could have been 2 or 3 seconds, but that cut right there is not a cut. So basically now we're still continuing with the old footage that we're just basically going off of. So now this is more than like 4 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A cut there again, but look. 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't really tell how long of a cut that was, but I think it's a combination of this case where we might be just, you know, playing the audio footage right after I pause, again, which is not a cut, combined with the fact that this cut might not, it's too short. I think it's basically just those two things that's happening. Persuasion. Are we persuading her? 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna see. You paused right here, but we're still 7 seconds of the footage in. We're still 7 seconds of the footage in.
Expect like the most like cute little girl reaction, like
10, 11, 12, 13.
God.
See? You didn't cut there. So this is still building off of the previous amount of anime footage being shown. And the soundtrack is playing right now too. So it completely makes sense on why this is getting clapped by copyright.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much right. I think I spent too much time during this stream explaining about what's going on, but I hope you get the idea, okay? Basically, just keep in mind of this. Whenever I pause to talk, it does not count as a cut. You need to cut ahead the next time you show the footage. And the cuts itself might be too short at the moment. If you get those two things handled, we won't be having problems like this. And the reason why you're not getting copyright blocked and I have no idea. That's really frustrating because you don't even know what you're doing wrong, right? Because, you know, it's not getting flagged on your end. Just know that sometimes this shit is very finicky. It's inconsistent. Sometimes if it's, you know, teetering around the line, sometimes it passes, sometimes it doesn't. I've had this case for the same video being uploaded a couple times. It is what it is. It's really fucking annoying, but that's the game of fucking copyright and content stuff on YouTube, man. Really fucking annoying. Really fucking annoying. I can't believe my fucking instant death anime also got clapped by fucking video limited ad suitability, man. Jesus Christ. I think it's the things I'm saying. Straight up, I think it's just straight the things I'm saying. I don't think anyone else is getting clapped on their fucking instant death reaction. I think it's just me because of the things that I'm saying. That's my problem. Like the words I'm saying. It's not even the anime footage showing anything lewd. It's just me saying some dumbass shit that's flagging the YouTube bot on whatever rules it has. Well, I think being late on weekly shows like this is obviously... It's not a deal breaker, but, you know, we're already PST. It's like, fuck, I'm already so late on uploading these shows. Like, fucking Freshest Anime has that shit up like the moment it fucking airs. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but, you know. You know. Just unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, I think we're done with the dailies and wait, did we even do dailies today? We did. Okay, that's done. What videos do I have to watch? There's this video. It says the entire solo leveling D rank dungeon arc explained. To like the entirety of that thing. Alright, we should do an episode of solo leveling video every day though. Maybe I'll watch this one. Yeah, maybe I'll watch this one, and I've already watched this one. Where's Mr. Mastar?
So much.
Mr. Mastar. Did he make a PV3 video? No, he hasn't. I wonder how the instant death videos would perform. Would people care? Look at this shit. Even like Mr. Brandon. Look at Mr. Brandon's like viewership, right? Like you release a solo leveling video, fucking 11k. Everything else is like 2.6, 1.6. Skimichi Fantasy actually gets 4, which is a good look, right? But everything is kind of in this like 1 to 3,000 range, and solo leveling just pops off on everyone's fucking channel, huh? It's a solo level. It's just the formula is just make a solo leveling content. That is just seemingly where everyone is just getting pushed towards. I'm not complaining about it. I think we watched this one. The biggest problem with solo leveling so far. I think we do this one. All right. Here we go. Volume check.
Solo leveling is without a doubt the most hyped up
This is the Kurumi guy, by the way.
and most anticipated anime coming out this winter 2024.
414 Anime is the guy with the Kurumi merch. You remember him? He's doing a lot more. He's definitely trying to like branch out, but he's covering a lot of weekly shows. But this is like the Kurumi guy. He just bought so much Kurumi merch. Actually, no, that's not only what he does. He did kind of go hard with the Kurumi stuff for a while, but 5 facts about Prince Eugen Azure Lane 4 years ago, 140,000 views. What the fuck? 10 facts about Gilgamesh. Jesus Christ. Yo, the Shield Hero videos went crazy. 5 facts about Rishia, 176,000. 5 facts about Philo. This is when like I guess Shield Hero was really popping off. Fucking Mushoku Tensei here too. Holy fuck. These facts videos, people love this shit. It's like, you know, even any stats, it's pretty much just like a fact video. Anything that has to do with like 5 facts or like the 10 things you need to know, 10 things you missed, stuff like that. Damn. Even the Konosuba stuff. Yo, his most viewed video is a fucking Tanya, Saga of Tanya, dude. Fucking Yojo Senki. Huh. He has another account too? Does he? Does he have a second channel? If Tanya's so good, then why were we not getting recommended Tanya, huh? Alright, let's watch this one real quick. 3, 2, 1. The biggest problem with solo leveling so far. Now, we've been farming these solo leveling video essays on YouTube. Finally, someone has something bad to say about solo leveling. Let's see what Mr. 414 Anime has to say, or maybe it's just a clickbait.
Solo leveling is without a doubt the most hyped up and most anticipated anime coming out this winter 2024 season. But has it delivered?
Everybody just fucking shows this same footage, but has it delivered?
But has it delivered?
After episode 2? Yeah, I think so. Episode 1 by itself, no, and again, the only criticism that I keep hearing is the fact that episode 1 and 2 was split in half, which I think should have been combined. But other than that, I think it's delivered by the end of episode 2, yeah?
Solo leveling is a huge title, right? It's an extremely popular manhwa that people have been raving about for years, so the expectations of this title delivering anything but epic standards is massive. As a guy who knows absolutely nothing about solo leveling other than it's a hardcore popular series, what do we make of its debut? You know, does it make an impact? Does it...
Don't tell me he's only going to focus on episode 1 and not about episode 2. I don't even know when this video was made. So if this guy is only anime only and he doesn't know the source material, that means that he cannot judge the series, you know, based on future content. So he only has what the anime has shown so far. If you've watched episode 2, I doubt that he's gonna have criticism. I feel like this video was fucking made. It was uploaded 2 days ago. But I feel like at this point, he's only watched episode 1.
come out swinging? Will the anime adaptation of solo leveling break the internet just as it did before? I don't know. I won't lie to you, I was expecting a lot from Solo Leveling's first episode. I had heard all the hype on
Again, we're going to focus in on the first episode. I hope he talks about the second episode, but if you look at some of the... Okay, so here's my guess, right? If I kind of zoom forward, I think this is all still episode 1 material, right? I don't think I've seen episode 2 content here. And the fact that he is showing Oshinoko at the end, he's going to give a comparison on why episode 1 of... Actually, no, this is episode 2. This is episode 2. But the fact that he's bringing Oshinoko at the end here implies that Oshinoko episode 1, you know, had like a movie premiere and everyone was super hyped about it. So he'll make the comparison about that and say that's why it's like the biggest problem.
Social media, like, you honestly can't ignore all the fans sucking off this series, which I'm all for, by the way. If a series is off the walls crazy, then good, sing its praises. It gets me damn excited for when I finally get to check it out. And that time is now. So I sat down all high and mighty with my top...
Kurumi Mertz again. This is like the Kurumi guy that has like, I don't even know how much... People did like a rough ballpark estimate. I'm not sure if it went to the 6 figures, but like just based on the merch that he's shown in his Kurumi videos, it's kind of dangerous.
Snacks, kind of looking at the anime with those deadpan eyes if I was, you know, some sort of expert in the field of anime. And I was like, go on then, Solo Leveling. Impress me. Show me what you've got and show me why you've earned the praise of so many a man. And the result was mixed, let's say, and I didn't really have a solid answer to my question off of the first episode.
Again, off of the first episode.
Episode 2 got me a little closer to the
Here we
answer
go.
of will Solo Leveling break the internet with its anime adaptation, but we'll talk the answer to that a little later on. For now, we'll look at what I thought was quite a mixed bag, really. And I'll just come out and say it, but the first episode was really quite slow. However, that...
Slow because all it's doing is just explaining shit. It needs to set the foundation up. And yeah, the pacing could have been better, but like if you rush the explanations and the foundation isn't there, there has to be some setup episodes. It's just unfortunate that the first episode was a setup episode.
Was fine with me. As someone who knew nothing about the series, it was actually good to get some explanation of the core elements, the world of Solo Leveling and how it works, the cast of characters in the show, you know, who they are, where they are currently at, what is their drive, what are they working towards, and also a feel for what to expect from Solo Leveling as a vibe. So we find out that there is our world and there are these gates that appeared 10 years ago that connect to our world. These gates are like dungeons with monsters and magic, and some people on our side have superhuman powers of their
And they activate as soon as the portals open. Coincidence? I think not.
known as hunters. These hunters are sent to clear these dungeons so that the monsters within these gates do not gain access to our world where they would wreak havoc and destruction. Each of these gates has its own difficulty where the monsters are way stronger and the rewards are far greater. And to determine if a hunter is strong enough to take on this dungeon, they are all assigned a rank based on their power.
They basically just put their hand on this magic ball and just like, ooh, you are E rank. Congratulations. Get the fuck out of here.
These classes run from S class through to E class. We're then introduced to our boy Jin Woo, the protagonist of the series we shall be following throughout the story. And from one look at him, you can definitely tell where this guy sits. And yet you get...
What do you mean? From one look at him, you can definitely tell where this guy sits. You know, I feel like... Well, if you compare his like design versus obviously what he turns into, then yeah. But he's a good-looking dude. He's just average-looking dude. Come on now, he doesn't even look ugly at all. He looks a little bit kind of like small and pinner, but come on.
You can definitely tell where this guy sits, and yet you guessed it.
Yeah, he sits in like E rank. He's the weakest. Yeah.
He's an E-class hunter.
He could use a better haircut for sure.
However, he's known by a pretty unfortunate title. That being
The biggest problem with the haircut is the sides, dude. It's the sides. If he would just get the fucking sides shaved and he just kept like the hair above, that's pretty much his fucking design in the future. It's just these sides in the back is shaved, you know? These sides are the shave while he keeps the top part. That's pretty much his hairstyle now moving forward.
The world's weakest. So yeah, poor Jin Woo is the weakest hunter there is. Even for an E rank, he is known to be at the bottom of the barrel. This guy joins in on these dungeons and is always getting badly injured and survives by the skin of his teeth. So why is he doing this?
Money.
To be a hunter seems to be the worst.
Medical
job to
bills.
have. Even the
College
payouts
bills
are ridiculous in comparison to the risks he puts himself through. Well, it's pretty gosh darn noble actually, and it makes me cry a little. He puts himself through this hell so he can help pay for his mother's medical bills and put his sister through college.
Where the fuck is dad, bro? What the fuck is dad doing? Yo, where's the fucking family man here? bringing the bills and where the dad just fucked off. And again, in a series like this, like any main character's parents that's missing or not really talked about in the beginning, they're probably gonna get reintroduced in the future, and they're probably gonna be super important. Come on now.
My guy, what a hero. Now, I honestly think getting another job would be a better solution for him, but hey, there's a story going on here, so I understand that. Now, the world and the premise seems cool. We have a protagonist who seems like a great guy, and from the hype of this show, we know he's going to go on to do far greater things, let's face it. From episode 1, we get a taste of some of the other characters, you know, the cute healer girl where romance seems to be maybe on the cards.
No, I don't know, man. It is because I would say that, but then we have Cha Hae-in, who was like fucking introduced in like the beginning couple minutes of Solo Leveling. And the fact that everybody's reusing her fucking one scene where she flips over a bike and the ass scene is right there with the cameraman. Like, no, come on now. Like, Juhee is the classic. She's not even a childhood friend. She's just a nice girl that's just gonna get fucking replaced by Cha Hae-in. It's like, if you've watched any sort of media, it's just like the most obvious shit.
Some of the hunters, some of them are legends, and those who have just started families in...
You fucking idiot. Why would you say this? Oh my god, a second child on its way. I better declare this in front of everybody to raise death flags for myself. Not once, not twice, but thrice.
Some extra cash in doing these dungeons, so I won't lie. This guy was definitely a red flag for me when...
100% a red flag. Blaring with air horns, just going beep. I'm gonna die, guys. I have a second child coming on its way.
Found out that little bit of information about him, and we even got a glimpse
at Cha Hae-in right here, dude. It's like they fucking showed this character in the beginning. People say that this girl, like, did they show this in the webtoon? Some people are saying in the comments about how this girl was not shown this early. So if the anime is already going out of their way to kind of, well, they want to like hype up the audience, right? If the girl shows up in the webtoon like fucking 5 years down the line, a couple hundred chapters, but people don't get the hype immediately in the beginning, you know, it's bad. So marketing wise, right, you want to show up the main waifu, let people know that, hey, this girl exists. She exists here.
Rank hunter in
Don't worry about Juhee. This girl exists.
the smoking hot blonde. The episode even gave us tiny
Boom.
subtle fan service shots of her. Cool. And we finally get our taste of action in the dungeon. And of course, we see our boy Jin Woo getting shanked by a lowly goblin and nearly dies. This is showing us just another dungeon raid for this guy and emphasizing his weakness, but highlighting his driving character. Again, cool. So it all seems pretty kind of standard. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't blown away.
So he's calling it mid. Standard is a nice euphemism for, you know, it sounds like mid, but it's not as bad as mid. Standard, huh? I'm going to use that word more and more. It feels standard. And honestly, he's not wrong. 414 anime is correct. So far, it's just like, did anything blow you out of the water? It's like, no. Everything that you see up to this part in Solo Leveling Anime episode 1 it's pretty mid. I'm not gonna lie. Like, did you watch that and you were like, no fucking way? Were you like, this is anime, this is cinema? No, you don't say that. You kind of say that at the end of episode 2, but this is just build up. Like, you remember, you need to have setup, and sometimes there's gonna be some slow parts. Doesn't mean the whole anime is bad. It's just that other people are going to receive this episode, this setup, this standard scenes with a little bit more lenience because people are glazing the series, because everyone is hyping the fuck out of the show. So people are obviously going to have, you know, higher expectations, even if the standard portion of the episode was quote unquote mid.
And then we get that mystery door.
Get the fuck out. Why are you in front of a door like this, right? You see a door this big, you run. But these people are dumb and they're going to die.
Get that mystery door. This thing appears out of nowhere and has never been explored before. So what is it? Is it an extension of this dungeon? Is it a D rank or maybe a
double
B?
Dungeon?
What if it was A ranked or God forbid S rank?
S rank.
Well,
what if it's beyond the S rank, but it's a double dungeon, right?
They went in there and we saw these statues, and I was like that pointing DiCaprio meme as I recognized these statues from stuff I had seen online. So I
What? Do you recognize these statues from what?
Statues from stuff I had seen online.
Seen online. So it's Kurumi on the main throne, and you got a bunch of waifu. This is 100 girlfriends in the bottom left, right? This is Asuka. We have, I'm not sure who this one is. Ralph Talia. This is one of the Nate twins from ReZero, and we have Chika. I guess these are his main waifus, huh? Wait, so he's basically saying all these waifus are beneath Kurumi? Which is maybe true. I don't know.
And so I knew it was going to be bad in here. And not just from that, the atmosphere and the soundtrack were awesome. We got a very small teaser of what's to come in this part of the episode, and I will admit that was extremely hype. Now, we're going to get on to episode 2, but my first impression of Solo Leveling was really mixed from that first episode. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but from the hype around this title...
This is what happens when people overhype the fuck out of a series, so everybody has their standard much higher, right? If people didn't have such a high level of expectation from this series, then episode 1 probably would have been received even a little bit more positively. It's just, if you hype shit up, people are going to expect a lot more. And episode 1, due to the nature of the structure of the 1 hour premiere being separated into 2, that's the limitation of it. Is that Solo Leveling's fault? Not really. That's the fucking production team's fault, right? It's whoever decided they wanted to split the 2 episodes in half, right? So again, like when YouTubers, right? When content creators want to get the most out of a trending series, you kind of want to say some controversial shit, right? You don't want to just glaze shit up. You want to say something, you want to go against the grain, the unpopular opinion, but it's objectively true. The unpopular opinion might be that Solo Leveling is trash. He's not saying that, but you can build on that and say, well, it was actually not good because of episode 1 structure, which he seems to be focusing a lot on, because obviously episode 2 was just too good, right?
Well, I was expecting way more. It did give me something to talk about at the end, of course, but it took 19 minutes to give me that feeling of damn. And again, it was only around for a short period of time before the episode ended. Like, awesome cliffhanger, I totally appreciate that, and it was more than satisfactory, but until that, the episode was just...
standard.
Okay. Like,
okay, I thought you said standard again. I like that word for mid.
I was still conflicted on my original question. Is Solo Leveling going to break the internet each week?
Each week? Probably not. Unless there's like an arc where every episode is just a fucking banger, which I wouldn't expect that to happen in season 1, right? People are saying like, oh, the next, part that gets super dummy hype is like episode 10 based on the amount of chapters that they're kind of like adapting per episode. I don't know where people are getting these figures from. I'm just kind of saying other people's, what they're saying.
After that first episode, I found it was kind of 50-50. From what I saw online, some were saying it was absolutely amazing. Some said to wait for it because they're just cooking, and
let it cook.
Of course, saying it was mid and like a weak adaptation. And
weak adaptation, no. And you know what? Mid doesn't even mean it's bad. Do you know what mid means? Mid means like medium, right? It's not peak. It's not high. It's not low. It's not like really bad. Mid is just right the fucking average part. Mid isn't even bad. It's just that it's been coined as a popular phrase where it makes it sound like it's, worse than bad. I thought episode 1 was just like a solid like 7 out of 10. It's like nothing special. They laid the foundation for this world. It was interesting. But episode 2 is where that, 7, in my opinion, turns into like a high 9 or perhaps even a 10.
They were pretty disappointed by it. Me, I was somewhere in the middle, but that was solely because I was expecting this thing to blow me away from the very beginning.
Exactly. This is the problem. Everybody hypes the shit out of something and the first episode doesn't deliver just because it's a setup episode. It's not even its fault. It's just the nature of it. So it's a combination for the perfect storm of haters to criticize on shit that's not even a problem. These are not problems. It's just the nature of a fucking setup episode, and it's the production team that decided to split the fucking setup part of this 1 hour premiere in the first episode into the second episode. Again, terrible fucking decision in my opinion.
Due to the hype around this series. Sure, it left me gobsmacked at the end, and I knew I was very excited for the next episode, but overall for an episode 1, I wasn't blown away. I'm just intrigued for more. And I guess that's fine. But then we move on to episode 2. And again, I saw comments on social media before I watched this where people were hyping this episode, saying it was like Attack on Titan standards.
Yeah, I felt like it was.
And that got me excited, but I thought I'd go into it with just the intrigue episode 1 left me with, and I wouldn't have such huge expectations like I did for episode 1. And how did that turn out? Well, yeah, like that episode really had me like Joseph Joestar in Stardust Crusaders for like the whole 20 minutes. It had absolutely everything that I wanted, epicness, tension, huge moments, and again, a solid cliffhanger. I'll go as far as saying I shat myself throughout most of this episode because
My man, you gotta get the sphincter muscles checked out. But like, again, everybody has everything good to say about episode 2, right? Like the video is almost already done, so obviously he's gonna focus on the criticisms, focused on episode 1. And I think that like these are not actual problems, right? If people's only criticism of this series so far is the fact that episode 1 was mid because it's a setup episode, then yeah, it was just a setup episode, right? Like, yeah, I don't think there's an actual problem.
It was so damn good. Honestly, more of this, please. Now, where did this leave me with my initial question? And my thoughts after this was that I really thought they should have dropped both of these episodes together as
Yeah, why didn't they do that? Like, why the fuck? Who made the dumbass business executive decision to fucking lead in with the most anticipated anime with the fucking setup episode? Which dumbass did that?
one 40-minute episode and really come out with a bang. I honestly think the internet would have been blown up if it was done like this.
True.
So let's face it, episode 1s are so important these days, especially for anime like this one that have a lot of hype around it, and it's not uncommon to have longer first episodes these days. In fact, it was pretty much a trend last year. Like, do you remember the impact Oshinoko had with its first episode? Yeah.
Perfect example of a series for me personally that I had no idea about. Zero expectations, zero hype, because I'm not on fucking Reddit looking at all the fucking anime subreddits saying, oh, Oshinoko's gonna be the next biggest thing ever. I had like no idea about what this show was gonna be. So again, completely open-minded. The bar of standard for the expectation is like nothing, right? So I just watched it. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. And it got super interesting, went all over the place. Then it delivered with the incredible, is it a plot twist at the end? It's a shock at the end, right? That left a fucking mark on my heart, right? Because I didn't have any expectation for the show. So Oshinoko to me is like the perfect example personally of a show where if you don't have a lot of like hype and expectation and glaze of a series that you don't really hear about, but you just go into a good show, like your experience is going to be much more enhanced. But for Solo Leveling, because people have already hyped it up, the best you can do is just meet satisfaction. And if not, even if it was like so good, because people had their expectations so hyped up, it'll never deliver on that, which I think is like a curse. So like, it's a really weird phenomenon in just like human psychology, where things that are really good and you want to like share with other people, and you hype it up and you tell them, oh, this is gonna be so good, bro. This is gonna be so good, bro. Right? You try to share like with your friend like a new anime for them to watch, and you know how great it is, and you tell them all these great things about it, and they're like, yeah. And they'll watch episode 1. They'll be like, that shit was mid, and it's like, what the fuck did you just say? But again, it's because you just raised the bar too high. You just gotta kind of, you know, you gotta just kind of give it softly, just nudge them and like, hey, this is all right, go watch it. But that kind of contradicts with the concept of marketing for big products like this when you're trying to make the most amount of money on a huge name. So it's just you know, it's just unfortunate, but it's not. I don't think it's an actual problem because episode 2 still did execute, and the future episodes should be still hype enough where people will probably still complain about, oh, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Webtoon's still way better. Oh, this could have been so much better, but those people are just always gonna be around there.
Yeah, that was like an hour and a half, but it dropped its big impact all at once, and it got the internet in like a state of frenzy.
Yeah.
If you remember, iHoshino was literally everywhere, and I think that blew Oshinoko.
And where is she now? Where is she now? Oshino I'm kidding.
Into what it has become. So yeah, the first episode of Solo Leveling was good, but if they had combined the first 2 episodes into one, then I think it would chaos, absolute chaos online. Yeah, you can argue episode 1 had the cliffhanger moment, but so does episode 2. Personally, I would have been left blown away and my expectations well satisfied if they had combined these 2 episodes into one. But as for this thing blowing up the internet, if it stays like this, then I can see it doing so 100%, especially as I know there is still so much to come from Jinwoo going forward. The only hiccup for me, I think, was its start, but that was probably down to my expectations. Have you seen Solo Leveling, and what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it will blow up the internet each week? Let me know in the comment section below.
I don't know about blowing up the internet each week, but I do know that it's gonna blow up my analytics each week. God damn, thank you so much, 414 Anime, for giving me another Solo Leveling video to farm. Please like this video, sub to this channel if you liked. And again, I think the only problem, which is not even a problem with Solo Leveling, is simply the structuring of episode 1 and episode 2, which should have been combined. And if that's the only problem that had, and because people had unrealistic expectations due to everyone like myself on the internet just glazing this series up saying, oh, Soul Leveling's so fucking good. Oh, you know, it's not an actual problem. But anyways, look forward to the next episode. Okay. Hey, yo, Rio, what are you talking about? What's you talking about, Rio? Okay, just 1 second. I'm gonna check my work chat to say if people are calling in. It's not a lot of people are calling in yet. I think I'm still gonna work from home today though, because the roads are very dangerous. Let me just open the door. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna stay home today too. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Last 2 days I didn't do shit. I just fucking napped, dude. I straight up stream and then I do my fucking daily 9:30 a.m. stand up and then I just fucking nap for like 5 hours. Then I wake up. Then I fucking start streaming. We should probably do Class of the Elite light novel. Yeah, we probably should do that. Probably should do that. Yo, I'm gonna get fired at this rate. I'm not gonna lie. It's my job is very lenient, yes, and I'm a pretty good talker, so it doesn't matter if I don't do work because I know how to talk my way around it. For example, yesterday I was working on X, but while looking into it, there were some limitations due to some things that's not my, that's not an issue on my end. Let's say I'm waiting on a client to, give more details and whatnot. That's all bullshit. I've already pretty much solved it, but I'm not gonna send my solution to, to my boss because it does me no good. But if I'm able to buy time by saying, I need to talk to my clients, I need to get a little bit things more, clarify so that the business logic for what they want, satisfied, shit like that. There's stuff that I can do to buy myself time. Basically, you'll notice that in corporate white collar jobs, the most important skill that you can develop is how to be likable and how to talk your ass out of anything. So for example, what's the other example I give? The most critical skill is being able to make it look like you're super busy without doing nothing. I took fucking 5-hour naps back to back yesterday and the day before, but because I know how to talk about what I'm working on, it makes it sound like I'm doing a lot of work, while my coworkers are fucking dumb. Even though they're actually smart in their field, they continue to run on the treadmill really fast, but they don't get any more pay. What happens with those people is that the workplace starts recognizing them as competent beings to take on more work and ownership without extra pay. So now I have these fucking idiots who are taking on more burden while I'm just chilling and just working on my YouTube thing, making much more money from just doing YouTube, Patreon, and Twitch and growing that side of the hustle, while they're gonna get stuck with fucking pizza lunches while the boss says good job and pass them in the back, So it's welcome to the metagame society of white collar corporate work. This is how things work at the workplace. Everybody just acting like they got a lot of shit to do, but everybody's just fucking twiddling their thumbs, thinking about what they want to do with their life. Don't let my coworkers hear. No, they should hear about this. They need to be fucking aware. I ain't gonna tell them. This is not. I'm basically being Chabashiro right now. It's up to them to figure this shit out on themselves. It's not my job to let these fuckers understand that they have much more they could do with their life rather than be a corporate slave. But if they're happy with just, filling that role and collecting a paycheck, hey, be my guest, man. Be my fucking guest. Imagine my boss is hearing this. My boss would be like, God damn, this kid's a fucking genius. He would straight up respect me because I'm my boss is kind of aware that so basically he thinks that I have a startup company. He thinks that I have a startup company, some kind of tech startup. I can't just tell him that, hey man, no, I don't have a tech startup. I just fucking watch anime on YouTube. I can't just tell him that, but he has some idea, and he's very very helpful, and he wants me to kind of pursue my own thing. So I sometimes go to him and talk about business strategy from a very, very vague context of like, all right, let's say I'm trying to scale up my business. I'm making this amount of money. Should I be just like trying to penny pinch and try to do everything myself? Or should I, for example, try to scale my business by hiring an editor and putting all the money that I've been making from content creation into the editor so that I can focus more time into just the creative aspect, right? So instead of only being able to react for an hour and a half and spending an hour and a half after that for editing, instead I could just do the reaction portion for 3 hours, scale my business up more that way instead of worrying about this initial cost that I think is a big deal just because we're in the early game and that's all the only money I'm making from content creation right now. There's like little it's boring boomer business talk, but he is like a good mentor for stuff like that. So if he heard me say shit like this, he'd be like, "You motherfucker, I do the same thing." Anyways, I'm a piece of shit. I'm the worst fucking employee, bro. I am the worst employee. God knows why I still have this fucking job, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, the more that YouTube starts to do well, the more I start to fuck around at work. It's a very interesting situation, When my channel was kind of like not dying, but I had no idea how to grow YouTube after Emerson Shadow ended season 1. That's when I was like, shit, maybe I need to take my job a little bit more seriously because like this YouTube growth is not happening. But now that it's kind of working, the more I'm having the balls to do like nothing, It's like, fucking fire me. Do it, bitch. I dare you. In fact, if you fire me, it'll be the best thing for me because it'll make me motivated to do more content. I can just do content creation full time. Sure, I might be at a loss deficit in the beginning, but I have some savings. I can fucking do this. I don't know. That's the cope I tell myself. No, I can't do that. I need to have like at least 1 more year of doing this shit. I need 1 more year to pump out content with Sir Gregor, get this all fucking hashed out so I can pay Sir Gregor and my own bills and have a second channel going. So hopefully by next year or the year after, we'll see. We'll see. Aren't there people that take like 7 programming jobs? Yeah, there are some people that take like multiple remote offers, but like that's kind of pointless, right? Because like the point of this is not money. If I wanted to maximize money, all I have to do is just study hard and get into like fucking Google, Amazon, Microsoft, or all that bullshit. But that doesn't solve my problem. My problem is that I want to make money doing something that I want to do rather than what I need to do. So again, it's not about the money. It is and it isn't. Obviously, you need to pay the bills. It's more of how are you making that money, and are you doing it, doing things that you find fulfilling or something that you want to do rather than just fucking doing random corporate work, right? So I'm not gonna pick up 7 remote jobs to make more money. That's just fucking dumb. That's not for me. I don't give a shit about that. I'd rather just make content and just be entertaining. That's what's more fulfilling to me. Okay. Enough talking about that shit. Let's begin our Classroom Elite light novel readings. Watch later. Open a motivation channel.
Changed, but I guess I do.
You guys can get the motivation from these random clips here and there. Sometimes I talk about actual things other than just anime reactions, which maybe some of you find interesting. Most of you are fucking kids. I doubt that you have any idea of how, some of the problems that I'm talking about, so it shouldn't matter. Okay, Enryu. White room. Let's see. Let's play this. That's loud enough. What about you? Are you loud enough?
Do's the same as ever. Wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, that's good. I forget where we left off, but this is pretty much where we left off. We're just gonna go right into it. Okay, 1.25 speed. Here we go.
You don't have to come with me if you don't want to, but you will face the consequences later. Shabashira Sensei's threatening word sets Sadu a little on edge. What? Will this be over quickly? That all depends on you. The longer you stand there, the the more time you waste. It seemed as though he had no choice but to go with her. Sadu clicked his tongue and followed Chabashira-sensei out of the classroom.
Right, this is Chabs. We left off with Chabs basically just like threatening, not threatening, but Sadu is in trouble because he was fighting the C-class students, right? And now we're not getting any points. Even though we should be getting points, Sadu got into a fight, so we're all fucked. Now Sadu's gonna find out about this.
I thought that he might have changed, but I guess Sadu's the same as ever. Wouldn't it have been better if he just
Sadu.
got kicked out? I didn't know who was talking, but I could hear some people in our class mumbling to themselves. I'd thought the midterm had united our class as a group, but it must have been my imagination. It was a shame. Do you think so, too?
Peace out, man.
That it would have been better if Sadu-kun were expelled? While she spoke, Horikita started putting her textbooks in her bag.
No, they already tempted us with this, right? They already tempted us with the notion. Chabs was testing us, right? It's like, why don't you just let Sadu get expelled? It'd be so much easier for you. But it's like a test because we know that there's different value. Not just academic, athletic value also exists.
Probably weren't that many students who took their textbooks with them to class every single day. Sometimes I thought she was too serious. I don't really think so. What about you, Horikita? You were the only person who gave Sadu a helping hand. Well, we still don't know whether our points would go up as a class. Really? She replied, disinterested. When Sadu had faced expulsion during the midterm, Horikita had helped him by purposefully lowering her own score
That's
and
right.
spending her own points to buy him a passing grade.
Well, and of course she did it too, but that's right. Susan fucking took like 51% in English too.
I'd never imagined her capable of doing something like that. We got up from our seats at the same time and walked out of the classroom together. We occasionally went back to the dorms together, though I couldn't remember when that ritual had started, since we didn't have lunch together or just casually hang out. I found it odd. Then again, we had the same path back to the dormitory. That was probably why we walked together. I'm a little worried about what Chabashira-sensei said this morning, Horikita said. About our points being delayed? Yes, she said that there was trouble, but did she mean that it was a problem for the school, or a problem for us, the
Us.
students? If it's
Us.
the latter, then you're overthinking things. We haven't caused any real problems lately. She even said so herself. I doubt Class D would
We haven't, but Sadu
be
did.
the only ones not to get any points. It's simply the school having an issue. Even if there was a cause for concern, even if only the first year students had their payments delayed, Class D probably wasn't the issue. Probably. I hope that's the case.
Probably.
It directly affects our points. Horikita spent every single day thinking about how to increase our points. She wasn't concerned with private points, of course, but class points. She wanted to get up to Class A. I wouldn't say that it was impossible, but right now it was a very long shot. However, we still had hope. If Horikita did discover a reliable method for increasing our points, that would be a huge boon for Class D. Furthermore, our classmates would come to place more trust in Horikita, and she'd make friends. It was a
And she'd make friends. Well, the anime and the light novel is probably different, right? Right? It's probably way different. But like even in like season 2, remember, like up leading until the end of the sports festival, Suzume was not making friends at all. But like in the weird thing is in the anime season 1, in the finale, Ayano Koji like propped Suzume to be like the leader of the girls for some reason, and she was kind of getting friends at the end of the episode, you know, on the yacht. It's like there's like an ending sequence before Ayano Koji does his whole monologue of like, I've never thought of you as a friend ever. But all the different like girls show up and like, oh, we're friends. And Susan is like, oh, really? There's a moment like that. Maybe that's anime only. Maybe that's the director of the Classroom of the Elite. That's super Suzume sim. That just wanted a scene for that never existed in the light novel. But this is pretty funny. And she'd make friends.
win-win situation. That reminds me. You should join in the chat now and again. You're the only one who hasn't caught up in a long time. I took out my phone and launched the group chat app. We'd invited Horikita to join after the midterm exam. Kushida had doubted whether Horikita would actually participate, since she hated talking with others. Despite the attempts at friendship, Horikita hadn't participated at all. I'm not interested in the slightest. Also, I keep my notifications turned off. Is that right? Well, apparently she hadn't intended to participate in the first place. She probably didn't delete the app because it would send a notification to Kushida and the rest of the group if she did.
Bro, she doesn't even leave the group chat. She just fucking sends it on mute. Giga chat doesn't even acknowledge the group chat.
Horikita was free to decide for herself whether she would participate, so I didn't
That's pretty
press the
funny.
matter any further. I wasn't really qualified to judge. Anyway, you've been quite talkative lately. Ayano Kuji-kun. Really? I thought I've always been like this. It's a slight difference, but you've changed. Although I hadn't intended to change, I probably had undergone a slight transformation.
Oh, volume 1 to volume 2, 7 hours of Ayano Koji character development. Now he's talkative more.
starting here, especially with how I got along with Horikita. Well, I wouldn't say that we got along, but I didn't really feel uncomfortable around her. If she were another girl, I probably wouldn't have been able to converse normally. I'd
Like Sakura though, or Kushida. Anakoji would start stuttering.
have gotten nervous and fidgety. That was why I only talked with people to whom I was close, more than anything else.
Close. Suzune is close to us?
Though, I was grateful for a relationship where being silent didn't worsen the mood. Did something make you change? I wonder.
Is he fucking coping with Stockholm Syndrome about being with Suzune? I don't. He's actually being appreciative. He's actually very happy about this, whatever this relationship is.
Well, if I had to think of a
Okay.
reason, I guess I got used to attending school, and then I made some friends. Also, Kushida was probably a big influence. When I was only around the guys, sometimes we barely talked, or didn't talk at all. When Kushida was around, people were always talking, and the collective mood brightened. You seem to be getting along quite well with Kushida-san. Aren't you bothered, especially knowing about her other side? I admit I found it shocking when she said that she hated you, Horikita, but I think it's only natural that everyone has people they like and people they hate. There's no point being concerned about it. I mean,
But there is a reason to become this isn't just random hate.
you still pretend to get along well with Kushida-san even though she said she hates you, right? Well, you may have a point there. It's true that I hate you, too, Ayano-kuji-kun. Yet I talk.
The fuck? We were just talking about how, oh, I'm kind of appreciative of this friendship. Suzune's like, yeah, I fucking hate you, Ayano-kuji-kun.
To you normally. I don't really mind. Then, hey, what the heck? It really hurt when she said it straight out.
Oh no! Ayano-kuji-kun is heartbroken! It hurt!
Like that. That's what I'm getting at. If someone
Ouch.
says that they hate another person, it's fine. But if someone
Come
says
on,
that they hate
man.
you, don't you feel a little bad? She
That's
asked.
kind of her,
Were you
man.
testing
Hate is a
me?
very strong
Horikita
word.
started combing her hair in a way that looked rather deliberate. I don't have any intention of getting in her
Combing her hair that looked deliberate. What do you mean? Is she trying to like seduce us while fucking shitting on us?
way, but Kushida-san and I are like oil and water. I think it's better not to associate with her. In other words, she probably wouldn't join a group chat with Kushida in it. Why does she even hate you in the first place? I asked.
Good
They
question.
hadn't had much contact since school began, so when had she started hating Horikita? I mean,
Very good
Kushida
question.
said that it was her goal to get along with everyone in class. Who knows? She probably doesn't know that much about me. That might have been the case, but even so, I sensed that there was something between Kushida and Horikita. If you're that curious, why don't you ask her yourself directly? Horikita asked. That was impossible. Kushida Kikyu was normally a sweet, angelic girl, but I had glimpsed a different side to her.
Oh?
It was difficult to even imagine when you saw her gentle smile or heard her pleasant tone, but I recalled the vicious comments she'd spat out. Horikita probably didn't know
Vicious comments.
about that. No need. I'm fine with
Oh, Anakoji's thinking about the Kushida's real side. And okay, I thought this is from a Suzune's perspective. No, Anakoji's talking about the mask off moments and that, you know, Suzune can't possibly comprehend the fucking nasty side. But technically, no, she's only like heard rumors, right? She's kind of aware of like that the entire class was destroyed by Kushida after the whole drama gossip thing.
the Kushida we have now. I said, what you just said was really disgusting. You know that. Yeah, even though I'd spoken the words, I did feel disgusted with myself.
Oh?
2.4. After a nice dinner in the dorm cafeteria, I headed back to my room. There, I took out my phone and checked my remaining balance. My account total was displayed on the screen. I saw that I had 8,320 private.
We only have 8,320, which is funny because I think the amount that we would have actually received if Pseudo didn't fuck up would have been like 8,700 points, right? It's like 87 times 100, right?
points. It hadn't changed since this morning, considering that we'd started the school year with 100,000 points. This was an incredibly low amount. I had nearly bankrupted myself just to
Bankrupted!
buy the points Suda needed to pass. It would be pretty great if we got those 87 points. I
Man, we're fucking struggling. We're gonna have to eat the fucking shitty ass vegetable free dish for the rest of the month.
converted. The points came to roughly 8,700 yen. Although that wasn't a giant improvement, it was still big bucks. As I was playing around on
Big
my
bucks.
phone, my door suddenly swung open. Save me, Ayano-kuji.
Huh?
Suda stood there. His face beat.
Oh,
red.
it's Sadu.
Why are you here? Actually, forget that. How did you even get in? I'd locked my door when I got back to my room.
Sadu just broke our door.
I hadn't forgotten, because I
Okay.
made it a habit. Had Sadu smashed
Sadu-
through the wall or
Sadu
something,
broke the
left me
door.
sure. I checked my door to see that it wasn't broken. It looked
Okay, never
completely
mind.
fine. This the room where our group meets. isn't it? Ike and the rest of us made duplicate keys.
Our group needs Ike and the rest of us made duplicate key. Anakoji's room is compromised. They have keys to our dorm?
Didn't you know that? Everyone else in the group has a key, too. He spun the...
This is... Anyone can infiltrate the product of the White Room right now? Everybody just has a fucking key? What the fuck? Who is everyone? So Ike has it? Yamauchi has it? If Kushida has it, that's actually so terrifying. If Kushida has it, this is fucking insane. Especially knowing, you know, our relationship with Kushida right now. That's so dangerous.
The key card around in his hand. I learned this extremely important fact just now.
What the fuck?
It seemed my room was no longer safe. People could invade whenever they
Yeah.
pleased. Anyway, forget about that right now. I'm in serious trouble. You have to help me. He cried.
I'm surprised Ryuen hasn't done something similar where he just like, I don't know, makes fucking key cards for other people's dorms. He just fucking infiltrates and just fucking takes Albert there and beats the shit out of people if they don't do what he says to do, you know? I could see Ryuen doing that.
No, I can't forget about it. Hand over the key. Huh? Why? I bought this with my own points. It's mine. What an illogical argument. Even if you're ignorant of committing a crime, it's still a crime.
So he used the points to buy that card.
Friendship doesn't mean automatically allowing people to do whatever they want. If you need advice or you're worried about something, why not ask Ike or Morky? I can't ask them.
What? Why not ask Ike or Morky?
Need advice or you're worried about something, why not ask Ike or Morky?
Ike or Yamoki. Okay, it's Ike or Yamoki. Okay,
I
okay.
can't ask them. They're stupid.
I can't ask them. They're stupid. At least he's aware. At least Sadu is aware. See, Yamagod, Yamuki is not aware. But Sadu is aware.
It slid to the floor with a thud. Buy some carpet, will ya? My butt hurts, he muttered. I had no points to waste on interior design.
I have no points to waste it. What is this dialogue? Pseudo often just like sits right on Anakoji's bed, right?
Although my room had seemingly been designated as our group's meeting spot, we hadn't
Yeah.
gotten together once since the party. Even if I went out and bought a carpet, I'd have been the only one sitting on it. Just imagining that was surreal. As I stood up to make some tea, the doorbell rang. Kushida, the Madonna of Class D, poked her head
The
through
Madonna.
entrance. She looked as cute as ever. She saw Sadu, who was still sitting on my floor. Oh, Sadu-kun's already here, she said. Hey, Kushida, I want to ask you something. Do you perhaps have a duplicate key to my room?
That's so dangerous. If Kushida has a room key, like Kushida having in the anime too. Does she still have the key? Maybe this key stuff gets resolved in the light novel super quick, but that's so dangerous that Kushida has a fucking key card to her room.
Two? Yeah, I do. That's so we can meet up here. Wait, did you not know?
Imagine Kushida just gives a fucking key card to Nagumo right now in season 3. I thought that she still has it, but still,
How
man.
about that? Ayanokuchi-kun. She took a key card from her bag and showed it to me. I didn't spot any differences between her key and mine. They were exactly the same. Apparently Kushida thought I'd given permission to make these keys. Well, should I return it to you? She apologetically handed over her key. No, it's okay. There's no point if you're the only one who returns a key. Sadu doesn't seem to want to hand his over. Wasn't it
Okay,
fine for Kushida
she
to have a
handed it
key?
over.
Anyway, I suppose that in the delusional part of my
No, she still has the key. She still has the key.
brain, giving her a key made it feel like she was my girlfriend. Men
Bro is actually fine with Kushida having it because he thinks that it's like a girlfriend. Bro, horny Koji is getting in the way. Like this is so dangerous. We're so vulnerable right now.
certainly are devious creatures. Since Kushida came, too, can we move on to the topic at hand? Sadu asked. All right, I guess there's no getting around it. So, what do you need to talk about? It wasn't like I could bluntly turn the two of them away. Sadu began talking slowly, wearing a meek expression. You know how our homeroom teacher called me today? Well, it's, the truth is I may be suspended for a long
Maybe.
time. Actually, suspended? That was unexpected, compared to how he'd acted at the start of the year. Sadu had been rather well behaved lately. He didn't sleep in class or talk during lectures, and he was doing well in his club activity.
But he got in a fight and now he's done.
Did you
Suspended.
insult Chabashiera-sensei, by any chance?
No, that's
I asked.
Ike's
I
job.
had been upset when
Only Ike insults her.
Chabashiera-sensei stopped him from going to basketball practice. With that in mind, he might have said something reckless. That's not it. Then what? Did you grab her by the collar and threaten to kill her or something? That's not it.
Ayanokoji does that. He didn't threaten to kill her. Ayanokoji does grab Chaps by the collar in the beginning of the Islands of Vacation arc, right? In season 1, he does that in the fucking Ikaru's plate theme. He fucking grabs her like this, dude. I'm like, whoa. Whoa. Can we do this to a teacher?
Either. Another denial. I hadn't expected that. It's probably worse than you're thinking. My first 2 guesses had been pretty serious. So if it was something worse, then... Oh, I got it. Ayanokuji-kun. He viciously beat Chabashira-sensei and then he spit on her. Kushida cried. That's...
What? Then I got it, Ayanokuji-kun.
He viciously beat Chabashira
No, he's like implying that this could have happened. Is this a joke? He viciously beat Chabashira.
sensei and then he spit on her.
What?
Kushida cried. That's horrible. I mean, your wild ideas are way too awful.
Oh, okay. Ayanokoji's like, did you do this to Chabs? You're just trying to think of all the things that Sudo could have fucked up to get suspended. What?
Kushida. Haha, I'm only joking.
No, that's Kushida saying it. That's not Ayanokoji. No, that's Kushida's guess someone Sadu did to Chabs. What the fuck?
I wouldn't go that far, even though I expected Sadu to immediately deny what she said. He seemed shocked by Kushida's joke.
Everybody's shocked. What this girl fucking mask off moment, dude. She showed a true side just for a bit.
That was proof that something
She hates Chavs, maybe?
really was wrong. What happened? I asked. To tell you the truth, I beat up some kids from Class C yesterday. Then, I got suspended. The suspension is probably my punishment. Kushida was also shocked by Sadu's words.
Dun,
she showed
dun,
me a look.
dun.
I couldn't immediately process the fact that Sadu had gotten himself into trouble again. You beat them up? So, why did you do that? I asked. Just so you know, it wasn't my fault, okay? The
What?
jocks in Class C started it and tried to pick a fight with me. I just...
Like, so if the strat is to just get rid of people right under you because they're like, you know, they're gunning for you. For example, like Arisu's kind of just trying to take out Ichinose because Ichinose is right behind, right? So it kind of makes sense that Rion would want to set this up so that, you know, Class D gets fucked early. So Ryun set his men to kind of lose to Sadu in this way. I think this is part of the plan. Be right back though. Bathroom break.
just responded to the situation and turned the tables on them. Then they said that I started the fight. They're a bunch of liars. Sadu still hadn't quite collected his thoughts. While I understood the gist of what he was saying, I still didn't know the fight's details or how it started. Just wait a minute, Sadu-kun. Can you please start over and go a bit more slowly? Kushida encouraged him to calm down and tried to get him to tell us the story. Sorry, I guess I just kind of skipped to the end and left a lot out. Sadu took a deep breath and started over. I was talking with the club advisor about being a regular for the summer tournament. I'd heard that Sadu was good at basketball, but I hadn't expected him to become a regular already. A regular player? That's amazing. Sadu.
You know what's funny? We haven't seen any other basketball players. Like, have we actually seen the basketball team in the anime? Do other people like... Isn't Sadu the only one that plays basketball at the school? You guys can't tell me you've ever seen any of these basketball players, right? I think it's crazy. Sadu's a fucking schizo.
Ukan, congratulations. Well, nothing's set in stone yet. It's just a possibility for now. Still, that's amazing. We've only just started school. Yeah, I suppose. Actually, I was the only first-year student nominated to be a regular player.
Wow.
Still, it's not like it's definite. Anyway, when I was on my way back to the dorm, Kamiya and Kondu, who are in the basketball club with me,
Kamiya and Kondu. These are fake names, man. They don't exist.
called me over to the special building. They said they
Who the fuck is Komiya? This is second year known as this. Who is this guy? Apparently he existed in the anime, dude! Who are these people? Who is this? Ishizaki is part of it too. Didn't Ishizaki also get ordered to like get beat up? Right? Isn't there like a scene where Ishizaki comes running into the club room and Ryuen fucking pours a bottle of fucking sparkling water on Ishizaki's like head? And then he orders like Albert's like, and then Albert's like, I don't know. Doesn't he say like boss's orders? That's hilarious. Kyogo Komiya. One of the students of class 1C and a member of the basketball club. Alright, let's click into the basketball club. They actually exist? Where's the basketball club? The basketball club. A sports organization devoted to basketball. No fucking shit. It is known that they have a students' council's permission on training for hours at the school covered court. New members are also given the chance to be drafted, a privilege which enables them to play with regulars in the club. The only known members of this club are Ken Sudo, Kyogo Komiya, and Reo Kon. Who are you? Who? These characters only exist, and there's only 2 of them. The supposed basketball club only has 2 existing members in the anime. Fucking lied, dude. They're fucking lying. Ain't no way, dude. No. Basketball doesn't fucking exist. Just these 2 kids and Sudo? Come, that's fucking hilarious, though. Wait, there's a volleyball club. There's a cuisine club. Soccer club, yeah, Hirata should be in it. Swimming club, is Koenji in it? Koenji's not in it. Tea ceremony club? Doesn't Aonokochi fucking know about tea ceremony, dude? There's a lot of clubs, man. This is pretty funny. Pretty funny.
They wanted to talk to me about something. I could have just ignored them. But I mean, I occasionally talk to those 2 geese during basketball. I thought it'd be better to just hear them out. So of course, I went to meet with them, right? Then, there was this Ishizaki guy there.
Ishizaki! Hey, finally! We get Gigachat Ishizaki showing up to the light novel. It's been a while. Ryuen, I don't think has still been introduced yet. Oddly enough. That's crazy. Still no Ryuen. We got Iakinos, right? We got Ichinose in the beginning of Volume 2. Or no, at the like near the end of like Volume 1. But still no Ryuen or Arisu actually. Those key players have yet come into play yet.
He's Komiya and Kondu's friend. They said that they couldn't stand that someone like me from Class D had been chosen as a regular. They threatened me and said to quit basketball or there'd be a lot of pain in my future. I refused to quit. I beat them up. And now I'm here. It was a rather hurried explanation.
They threatened to fuck me up, so I beat them up. Now I'm here. Now, I think that... Did you have to beat them up? I mean, he did though. I mean, it's Sudo. What are we expecting?
But I got the gist. Apparently Sadu was satisfied with his story. So then they painted you as the bad guy, Sadu-kun. Sadu-kun nodded. an exasperated look still on his face. So the students in Class C had started the whole thing, and when their attempt
Yeah,
to threaten
Ryuan
Sadu
did
had
this,
failed,
right?
they resorted to force. In other words, an act of violence. However, Sadu was an experienced fighter, so he'd managed to completely overwhelm them without breaking a sweat. Of course, they'd been injured. Since there was no evidence of what had happened, they lied the next day and told school officials that Sadu had beaten them up for no reason. If Class C started this, then Sadu-kun isn't at fault.
Doesn't Ryuan cause more injuries to make it more believable? Right? Doesn't Ryuan literally make Albert like break a bunch of bones for some of these kids so that it looks like Pseudo really fucked them up, right? This is all part of the plan, right?
Right? I seriously don't get this. I can't believe that teacher, either. We should tell Chabashira-sensei tomorrow. We should tell her it wasn't Sadu-kun's fault. Kashida said things probably wouldn't be so simple. Sadu must have already told the school what he just told us, but because he lacked clear evidence to support his claim, the school might still decide to punish him. Sadu, what did the school say when they heard what happened? They said they would give me until next Tuesday to come up with proof. If I can't do that, they'll say I'm at fault and I'll be suspended until summer. On top of that, the whole class will lose points, too. Apparently the school had decided to wait for evidence. However, Sadu appeared more worried about his basketball dreams than his suspension, or our class's loss of points. I guess he couldn't bear
Based. Sadu cares about his own ambitions and the class. Based.
the thought of his youth being squandered. What should I do? Sadu-kun, you didn't lie to the teacher, did you? I mean, it seems strange. They didn't believe you even though you said you didn't do anything wrong, right? I felt bad for Kashida. She looked to me for affirmation, but I couldn't respond the way she wanted. Well, I wonder about that. I don't think it's quite that simple. What do you mean, you wonder? You're not doubting me, are you? Well, the school doesn't trust you, right? It wouldn't be that odd for someone in your class, like Kashida, for instance, to support you even if you're lying. After all, they don't want their points to go down. Well, you might be right about that, I suppose.
So at the end of the day, it's like everyone's gonna be biased to their own, so they can't trust other people supporting. But the injuries are actual proof. So you need to give hard facts. The school sees, all right, we don't really give a shit about he says, you says. All I see are 3 motherfuckers with broken arms. Yeah, maybe Albert did it, but still a fucking hard proof. Do you have any evidence? Can you bring that to the table?
Our current troubles wouldn't be resolved merely by discovering who'd started it. Perhaps
Doesn't
those
matter, we
three
need
students
proof.
might face a 1-week suspension themselves as punishment. Those 3 guys had claimed they were beaten up without ironclad proof that Sadu wasn't at fault. He would definitely be punished. That meant only one thing. Even if the other party is at fault, it's still highly likely that Sadu will take some of the blame. Huh? Why? It was legitimate self-defense, wasn't it?
Did Sadu actually take some... I thought Sadu's name was kind of just cleared after... Did he actually get a suspension in a light novel after this? But in the anime, I feel like at the end of the court scene, everything was just like cleared up.
Huh? Sadu, clearly unable to understand, smacked the table. Kashida's shoulders stiffened in response. I'm sorry. I just got a little mad.
We're scaring
After seeing
Kushida.
Kashida's frightened expression, Sadu sheepishly apologized.
Bitch, like, what do you mean you're getting scared of Sadu fucking smacking the table like this? This bitch, was that the fucking, you know the place where Anakoji first saw Kushida fucking like curb stomping a fence or something? Just like the railing. She's like, you fucking bitch, oh, I fucking hate you. You're gonna get scared and Sadu fucking go like this and go, when you're like, I fucking hate you, Susune, die.
But why would Sadu-kun still take some of the blame? Sadu hit them, but they didn't hit Sadu. I think that's a big part of it. In such a case, claiming it as legitimate self-defense is difficult. Had they come at you with a knife or a metal bat, I think things would have been quite different. Self-defense means that you have the right to defend yourself against sudden, dangerous attacks made against your person. So,
But also it's 3v1. What about the fact that it's 3v1? Isn't that a little bit suspicious?
I don't think we can really claim that this was self-defense. How much?
It's 3v1 though. I feel like the numbers is a huge factor in this situation. If it's 1v1 and one person got hurt, then it's a little bit, you know, kind of, you can't really tell. But if it's 3 people fighting, that pseudo stronger is such a weak claim against 3 motherfuckers. 3 dudes just getting beat up randomly by one person? Like, come on, I'm more inclined to believe that the 3 people were ganging up on the one person, even if you vouch for, oh, he's so much stronger.
Consideration.
Maybe this is why Ryuan ordered Ishizaki to be cutting through all of season 1, because you know in season 3 he's a lot wider, huh? He bulked up, so Ryuan wanted Ishizaki to look pinner for this. He basically made Ishizaki starve so that they all look weak and defenseless against Sadu. That's my headcanon.
Would be given in this situation. I don't understand, though. I was up against 3 people. 3.
Yeah,
Seemed plenty
3.
dangerous. They'd likely take the number of people into account, but this was a delicate case. If the school were willing to place more weight on the number of people who'd attacked, Sadu could be declared innocent. However, it was dangerous to be optimistic. I think the school might have offered an extension because they found it difficult to make a judgment at this time. As for the current proof, the key was in the injuries Sadu had given those 3 other students. I guess that their plan is to severely punish Sadu for punching them. Huh? Kushida said, whoever reported it first has the advantage. The victim's testimony can work as evidence. I still don't get it. I'm the victim here. Being suspended isn't some kind of joke. If I'm punished for this, forget being a regular player. I won't even be able to play in the tournament. Those Class
No,
C
not
students
Sadu's
had
dreams.
purposefully allowed Sadu to beat them up in order to crush him. They wanted to destroy Sadu's chances of becoming a regular, even if that meant they might face some restrictions of their own. That was what I imagined their plan to be. Anyway, let's just come out and ask those 3 Class C students to be honest. If they feel like what they did was wrong, then
Let's just ask those Class C students to be honest. You think these Class C students are gonna be honest? Well, maybe season 3, family Ishizaki would be honest, but we're not there yet. They're all scum. Ain't no way.
surely they'd feel guilty
Also, they can't afford to be honest, or Albert's gonna fucking break their legs.
about it, right? Those guys aren't idiots. They won't be honest. God damn it, I won't ever forgive them. Those damn nobodies. Sadu picked up a ballpoint pen from the table and, with a loud crack, snapped it in 2. I understood that his blood was boiling, but that was my
You're gonna
bad.
scare
Just
Kushida, man.
trying to explain the situation.
That was my Dude, the light that was hilarious like this. Little D. So dude basically just fucking got really pissed off and just snapped a pen. But that was Anakoji's pen. I hope Anakoji goes into a little bit of a monologue about, fuck, that was my pen. I really like that pen. Why did you do that, Sadu?
Won't work. Then we'll need to find Ironclad. I said, yeah, it would be nice if there was evidence that proved Sadu-kun wasn't to blame. That'd be very nice, because then our suffering would end. However, Sadu
Our
didn't
suffering
deny
will never
anything.
end.
He looked like he was deep in thought. There might be something, though. This might just be a misunderstanding on my part, but when I was fighting those guys I felt something odd, like someone
Oh?
was nearby, watching me. He didn't
Sakura! So, okay, Sadu's presence, right? He could kind of tell that someone was there. Sakura was there. That's right. She was taking pictures or some shit.
sound entirely confident, so there might be an eyewitness? I asked. Yeah, I think so. I don't have proof anyone was there, though. An eyewitness. If someone had seen everything, then that'd be great news for us. However, depending on how things went, it might drive Sadu further into a corner. For example, if the witness only saw the aftermath of their fight, that might spell Sadu's end. What should I do? He asked. Sadu buried his head in his hand. Kushida broke the heavy silence. There are 2 ways we can prove your innocence,
Oh?
Sadu-kun. The first way is to simply get those boys in Class C to admit that they lied.
Not
Since they weren't
happening.
at fault,
Not
it's probably
happening.
best to get them to acknowledge that. That was absurdly idealistic, like I already said.
That is absurdly idealistic. Exactly. Idealistic is the term that Anakoji also used, you know, to counter Suzune's plan to team up with Ichinose to take out Arisu, which I don't think is very idealistic. I think that's very practical, but this situation, hoping that Class C students are gonna confess, oh yeah, we're sorry, we fucking lied. Yeah, right.
That's impossible. They won't admit they lied, like Sadu said.
If they lied, then Albert's gonna fuck them up even more.
confessed to lying just to get someone else in trouble, they'd probably end up getting suspended themselves. The other idea is to find the eyewitness you talked about,
Sakura.
If someone happened to see the fight, then we should be able to get to the heart of the matter. Well, that was probably our only realistic plan. So, how do you intend to look for this eyewitness? Asking people one by one, or we could simply address each class.
How do we even sniff out that Sakura was the one with the camera? In the anime. I feel like in the anime, Sakura was just like fidgeting weirdly. And Anakoji in class just kind of noticed that Sakura was kind of being sus and we just approached her. Was there anything that actually led to us being like, oh, she's the one with the camera? Like in the anime. I can't really remember like a defining moment. Then again, I try to forget that scene because I don't really give a shit about Sakura. I think that part of the fucking arc in the anime season is pretty weak, dude. Suzune just magically realized it in the anime. Suzune was like, that bitch got a camera. Check it.
As a whole, Kushida said, It would be great if someone just stepped forward. But since we'd been talking for quite some time, I started rummaging through the cupboard. I took out the instant coffee and tea packets that I'd bought at the school convenience store. Sadhu wasn't really a fan of coffee, though. After preparing a kettle of hot water, I put everything on the table. This might sound kind of shameless, but can you guys not tell anyone about this? Sadhu asked sheepishly. He took a cup and started blowing on it to cool it off. Huh? You don't want us to tell anyone? Kushida asked. If word gets out.
Did Anakoji just use his tea ceremony skills there with the instant coffee to calm Pseudo down?
It'll definitely get around to the basketball team. I don't want that to happen. You understand, right, Sadhu? Even then, please understand. Ayanokuji.
Ayanokuji.
I have nothing, Sadhu pleaded, placing his hands on my shoulders. Even if word didn't get out.
You know what? That's so sad. If I don't have basketball, I have nothing. And that's kind of true for Sadhu, man. I feel bad. I'd actually want to really help him out here. Sadhu is very interesting because, yes, he's part of the idiot trio, but he actually has a dream, you know? I don't think anyone, I've said this before, I don't think anyone at the school really has a dream. Sadhu knows what he wants. It's very idealistic, but he works towards it. It's a very fulfilling life in my opinion. Doesn't matter if he can get in or not. It's the fact that he has something he wants and he goes after it, even if he's a fucking idiot. You can't really say that about Yamauchi or Ike, right? Well, Ike's dream is just getting the bitches. And Yamauchi, according to his ridiculous feats and achievements, he's already a fucking national ping pong star. He won the fucking Koshien baseball tournament, you know. He's already accomplished all that, so maybe it doesn't matter.
This wasn't going to stay contained. If people found out that Sadhu had used violence, they most likely wouldn't accept him on the team. But won't the students in Class C?
Issei and Ike? I mean, they rhyme, bro. I'm just saying. So instead of the Red Emperor Dragon, what should we call Ike? Do we have a nickname for Ike that would fit something along the lines of Red Emperor Dragon for Issei in High School DxD? I'm not sure, actually. Is there a good name? Sadhu has a good monologue? Oh, I'd be actually very interested in the Sadhu monologue. Like, I actually think that Pseudo is a very good character. I think that Pseudo is a very underrated character that most people watching this show probably just glances him as a fucking meathead idiot that's just dead weight. He might seem like that at certain points, but I think he's an actually very deep and very interesting character. Especially with the development he's having recently where he just kind of becomes, you know, Suzune's dog. But oh yeah, Iki the survivalist, remember? Iki also has survivalist skills.
Talk about how Sadhu-kun was violent. I mean, that would work in their favor, I'd think. That's exactly what I was thinking. It wouldn't be strange for them to talk about it amongst themselves, since that helped them and would hurt us. Sadhu buried his head in his hands once again, as if to say seriously, what if word already got out? No. At this stage it's probably only being discussed by the school and the people involved. Why do you think that? Sadhu asked. If those guys in Class C had intended to spread rumors, we probably would have heard about it already. Representatives from the school had received a report and called Sadhu in after class. There hadn't been any word about the incident this afternoon. At the very least, word probably hadn't spread much. So you think we're safe for now? How long would that last, though? Even if the school issued a gag order, word would eventually manage to get out. Before long, it had spread. Right now, the only thing I could say with certainty was, Sadhu-kun, I think it would be better if you kept your distance, Kushida said. She seemed to understand everything. Yeah, it wouldn't be good if the accused tried anything, I replied.
Just basically chill and just don't do anything while we try to get this proof sorted out.
Agreeing with Kushida. But, if I dump this on you guys, I don't think it's being dumped on us. We want you to rely on us, Sadhu-kun. I don't know how much we can do, but we'll try our best, okay? Kushida said, all right, I know this is a bother for you.
Interesting how Suzune is not in this scene. It's just Kushida and Anakoji just solving Pseudo's problems.
You guys, but I'll leave it to you. He seemed to understand that he'd only complicate things by getting involved. Well, we'll head back to our rooms. I'm sorry for barging in here. Don't worry about it.
Barging? You guys had fucking duplicate card keys. Everyone has access to Anakoji's room. Barging?
I just think it's weird that you made duplicate keys.
Yeah, just a little weird.
He wasn't going to return it. Maybe
he wasn't going to return it, dude. Pseudo just keeping that key.
I should put a chain lock on my door. See you.
We need a chain lock on our door now. We straight up need to change the lock entirely, dude. We need to use our. We straight up need to fucking use our private points to buy a new fucking door replacement. We need a separate. How did they even fucking? I don't get it. Like, So I guess they already had one key from Anakoji and they just kind of copied and returned it, I guess. Okay.
Tomorrow.
Is it a digital lock? I don't even know.
Kashida. Yeah, bye-bye, Sadukan.
Bye.
Sadukan left with a somewhat sad look on his face. His room was only a few doors down. Well, aren't you heading back, Kashida? I asked. I have a few things I wanted to talk to you about. Anakuji-kun. You didn't seem very enthusiastic about helping Sadukan. As Kashida looked up at me with uneasy eyes, I had the sudden urge to embrace her. I stretched my back out and
Embrace her? Horny Koji. Horny Koji's getting out of hand because now we're alone in the room with Kashida.
tried to shake those thoughts. There's just not much I can do. I mean,
Bro almost let his inside thoughts fucking come out. He was ready to jump at her, dude.
I can only really respond to Sadu's story. If it were Horikita or Hirata here, they'd probably be able to give expert advice, maybe. But
But he's too horny to actually give advice right now. What?
Kun came to you, Anakuji-kun. He came to you before Horikita-san, Hirata-kun, or even I-kun. I don't know if I should be happy about that or not.
That's a good thing. Well, actually, Anakoji's trying to stay kind of low-key, so he's already getting acknowledged by Sadu like that. Well, it's because we solved Sadu's problem last time, right? But it's cool that, you know, the idiot trio kind of relies on us instead of Hirata, because the idiot trio technically wouldn't want to work with Hirata because he's got all the bitches right now, right?
For an instant, Kashida's glare turned icy, which perplexed me.
Oh?
I remembered that Kashida once directly told me that she hated me. She always wore a gentle smile, so I occasionally forgot about that, but I might get...
Bro is so horny that he just forgets that she fucking hates him, that she'd fucking accuse us of, you know, raping her. Like, this is crazy. And he's still fine with it. He's fine with this girl having a duplicate card key because it feels like she's his girlfriend. Horny Koji is just out of control.
And if I forgot about it entirely, I think it might be better if you made more effort to blend in. Anakuji-kun, she said. I'm trying, more or less.
Blend in? Blend in with the back. I think Kushida's telling us to try to be more low-key, I think. Right? Because are we standing out a little bit? Maybe?
Just haven't been able to, like right now. I didn't have the guts to promise that I'd help. She didn't share my anxiety about eating alone during lunchtime. Still, Kashida probably understood how I felt. Kashida, you're going to help, aren't you? Of course, we're friends. So what will you do?
Yeah, we're friends.
Anakuji-kun. Remember when I said it'd be better to talk with Horikita or Hirata? Well, Sada hates Hirata, so that makes Horikita the obvious choice. Though
Yep.
I doubted even Horikita could come up with a good enough plan to resolve this issue. Do you
Does she come up with the plan by herself to resolve it with the cameras? Right? I forget the details of this arc because I honestly try to forget about it. I only cared about the Manabu and Anakoji scenes in this arc. I didn't give a fuck about the whole camera mechanic. So Sakura had like a camera, it had a bunch of pictures, but then the fucking camera died because she fucking tripped, right? No, yeah. Sakura was like running, right? Sakura is like running away because Suzune kind of like scares her. Suzune is like, come back here, bitch, give me the proof. And Sakura's like, no, my camera, my other side. She fucking trips. Camera breaks. We have to put it to a replacement shop to get the fucking SD card out or some of the images. But then I think that was rendered moot, right? Because that wasn't enough. Because we had to have a separate plan of bluffing with fake cameras to bait the boys there again, right? That was another scene. So I kind of forget the details of like, this Sakura's camera even fucking matter? I don't know. I don't hate her. I don't hate her as much as you guys hate her. No, Look, I just don't like the fact that we dedicated an entire fucking arc towards Sakura and we didn't do anything with it until now, and we're still fucking doing nothing with it, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, give me some development for this character other than just simping for Sakura. My hate for Sakura comes from a place of love. Okay, this is what you guys don't understand. You think I'm just hating on her for no reason. No, it's because I expect better of her. I know that she can be much better, but she's been reduced to this character that just simps for Anakoji and does nothing and adds nothing to the story. She has done nothing. You cannot tell me I'm wrong. In the anime, will she do something in the future? Probably. Everyone's hyping up. But again, everything, every criticism, every hatred that I'm throwing at Sakura is because I care about her, guys, okay? This is what you guys don't understand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to prepare what I'm going to say for my meeting in about 20 minutes to say more bullshit so that I can continue to have a job. But I have a video for you. I have a video for you. It would be Chain Soldier and Instant Death, but unfortunately we have some technical difficulties behind the scenes. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to today's morning stream. Happy Friday. It might be Saturday for some of you. Tonight, we will be watching Wrong Way to Healing Magic. Tonight, we will be watching Frieren. That's right. We'll probably do another Snafu episode, season 2. And I think we'll do Reincarnate as a Slime instead of Skimichi Moonlight Fantasy, because we're ahead in Moonlight Fantasy right now. But it's not over yet because I have Super Saiyan 2 Gata versus the Prince of Lizardmen. Gabiru, so please go show this video some love. Just like how you show me love today's stream. Again, sorry for some of the weekly shows that's been delayed. Technical issues happen, but I'll get them out. I will see you guys tonight in about 9 hours. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. See you tonight. Bye-bye.